Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Thank you so much, Marty, for that lovely introduction. Glad you joined us. It is the height of judicial season right now, and want to tell you that this coming Sunday, live at the CAN TV studios on Green Street, Sunday morning, March 11th, from 10:30 to 11:29, we're going to be having a live election show. So I want to make sure we're going to have some surprise guests. We're going to have some top people. Jim Nelly is my co-host as always, and I hope you will join us. It is a pleasure now to introduce you to a sitting judge who is running for the Subcircuit in the 9th District. We're talking about Michael Bender. Judge Bender, how are you?
Thanks for having me, Avi.
First of all, thank you very much, and I'm glad you can make it here. And for those who don't know, of course, Michael's been a judge for a few years now. He's the son of the legendary Jerry Bender. They've both done pro bono work for Simon Wiesenthal. Very famous people and legends within the judicial community. So tell us, well, I started telling them about you, but why don't you tell us about you?
It's awfully kind of you to say, Avi. My father, may rest in peace, and myself, we've been very active in the 9th Subcircuit. I've been a lifelong resident of the 9th Subcircuit, lived in many different areas, West Rogers Park, the suburbs, Lincolnwood, Skokie, Wilmette, and it's really something that I really hope to do is to represent the district as my father did on the bench. I've been serving since 2008. I was appointed by the Illinois Supreme Court after I was favorably rated by the Bar Association. I currently have 100% favorable bar ratings from all the bar associations who I've appeared in front of, and I serve in the Parentage and Child Support section of the Domestic Relations Division, where every morning I look at what's best and what's in the best interest and guard against endangerment for 50 to 70 children every morning.
Wow. It's important stuff, and interestingly enough, when all the other judges come here that work in or around his section, they always make a point of mentioning him to me because they figure, well, I'm Jewish, it's pretty obvious, and they figure mentioning, such a well-noted Jewish judge is going to rub me the right way. So they're using you as the polished apple for the teacher. So, what kind of cases do you handle?
Well, they're the cases involving with children whose parents have never been married. So, and actually, if you look at the demographics of society in general, these days it's about 40% of all children are born to parents who haven't been married.
Wow.
So it's a heavy call, which I enjoy doing. I'm able to help out many children every morning. Unfortunately, there's situations of abuse, physical, verbal, sexual, custody, visitation, child support, college contribution, and people are in need and they need resolution. I try to help them find a place to resolve it amongst themselves, because if you can get the parties to mediate and to reach an agreement, then the resolution will last for a longer period of time. If people are comfortable with the terms, and generally, they really know their situation better than I do. I've never met them before. Then there's the situations that can't be resolved: the sexual abuse, the physical abuse, the severe cases, and those we try them, and we bring in a lot of great resources that we have at the court. We have people who investigate. We have mental health workers who investigate. We have people who go out to the homes and look at the different situations. We're able to refer people to counseling. We're able to get the children into counseling to help them get past the trauma, because the real goal, Avi, the real goal is to have these children grow up to be functional adults, independent functional adults who contribute to society and are able to have families of their own, and that's the goal. And I would venture to say at this point, of the thousands of cases that I hear every month, I would say nearly 100% of them, if not 100%, and I can't think of one that it hasn't happened. I have been able to, as a judge in the circuit court, have been able to make each child's life better than it was when they first came in, and I really feel good about that. I feel that I'm able to do something that I couldn't do anywhere else. It's something that I enjoy doing, and I'm able to make a difference. And I'm very honored and blessed to have that opportunity to be able to do this. I'm very humbled by having that opportunity.
And I can tell you that I hear that from the judges. I hear it from people around them. As a matter of fact, I know you're not supposed to talk about specific cases, but you were even in the Tribune. Former NBA star Antoine Walker, who's got more than a share of problems. That was a case you were involved in. The Tribune wrote about what was going on and the efforts that were being made.
Well, like I said, like you said, I'm prohibited by the canons of ethics from
but
speaking about any cases individually. So, respectfully, I know.
I don't want to. And believe me, with all due respect, I hope that gets resolved, and I wish them all the best. But I don't really care about movie stars or NBA players on a personal basis. I mean, he took way too many shots from too far away from the basket when the guy had really good inside skills in the NBA. So we'll leave it at that. So. In terms of campaigning, you cannot campaign like a regular, like somebody running for office at campaign. You can't make certain promises. You can't say certain things. What are some of the rules you have to go by when you campaign?
We're allowed to speak about ourselves, and Avi, it is a campaign, and it's a very rigorous campaign. The part about it that is pleasurable to me is I'm out there talking with all the people who I've been active with my entire life. This is my subcircuit. This is where I was born. This is where I was raised. This is where I've done things. This is where I was president of the Skokie Park District and did things for the community to make sure that there was equal access for everybody. And when I was public administrator for Cook County, when I came in, unfortunately, we saw there were bodies at the morgue that hadn't been buried in quite some time,
wow.
Often in contravention of many different religious needs, not just Jewish, but others also, including Jewish. And we made sure that if there was a body, it needed to be buried, and it needed to be buried according to whatever religion that person had followed.
And I know from a Jewish standpoint that you did everything right.
We did, and we were able to get great help from Sacred Society and from Chicago Jewish Funerals, and I'm not just singling them out as the only places that helped. Many places helped, but we went and we made those efforts, and they were helpful, and we got every single body buried with the tahara, and buried according to every requirement that needed to be. And the same thing with people of other religion too. It was very, very important that we were able to do those things. And again, Avi, I was very, very fortunate to be able to do that. I count my blessings that I had the opportunity to do those kind of things for people.
No, listen, this is important stuff. As a matter of fact, they call it, in Hebrew there's a phrase, chesed shel emes, which means it's truly a good deed. If you think about it, when you help somebody who's passed away, you're not getting anything back from them. So you're doing it because it's the right thing to do, and it's the proper and decent thing to do. And that is a good deed on a very grand scale from, not just a Jewish standpoint, from any standpoint of any reasonable person. Does your family get to see you at all, or you're on the campaign trail?
They love to campaign with me. So we're out there campaigning. Children were very excited that we were running again. And I say we because it's definitely a family effort.
Yeah, I've actually seen your children over here.
Yes.
You brought them.
Yes. But that's how I was raised. I was raised to do public service. I was raised to help people, to give back to society. Like you mentioned before, my father represented Simon Wiesenthal personally. When my father became a judge and could no longer do it, I represented Simon Wiesenthal. Of course, pro bono, for no money. It was an honor to help somebody bring justice to the world, like Simon Wiesenthal. And I want to teach that to my children. I want them to see it. I want them to see that life isn't about just earning dollars. Life is about helping other people. And I want them to develop and have that embedded in their minds, just as I did.
No, I think that's really great stuff. So, I mean, how do you find events to go to?
Oh, there's plenty of events. There's never too few. Sometimes we feel bad I can't make all of them, but there's only so many hours in a night. There's probably 2 or 3 every night, and I do my best to get to every single one that I possibly can.
No, that's very good, and I know that within the community itself, you've got a lot of those. Speaking of backing, I should point out also that Jewish Chicago, which I'm publisher of, that I put out, and I am not releasing almost any of my endorsements other than the paper, and the paper hasn't officially been printed yet, but when it's printed, Judge Michael Bender will get as high an endorsement as I can possibly give.
Thank you so much, Avi.
First of all, it's my pleasure, and you deserve. First of all, it's what's right to do, not just for you, but for the community. The community is the most important thing here, because I still remember, some of the stuff. For those of you who we don't try not to speak in Hebrew here, because we want everybody to understand. But one of the first times Judge Bender was on, he used the phrase "justice, justice, you shall pursue," which is basically a Hebrew phrase, tzedek, tzedek, tirdof, which is a hallmark, phrase. It's sort of like, I wouldn't say it's the exact equivalent of the lady standing there with the scales and all that, but it's an important, foundation in Jewish judicial doings. In other words, you always try to look to do the just thing. And in Judge Bender's case, whether it was, these people that were lying there for months or who knows how long that, didn't have proper burials. And I know of many cases where he's helped people also, and there's probably a whole lot more cases I don't know anything about, and he's usually too modest to want to bring any of that stuff up. So besides for Jewish Chicago, you're one of the few people who's actually getting endorsed on air, which is just, less than 5. It's on the hand of three-finger Mordecai Brown this year. We're saving everything for the paper.
Avi, thank you. Thank you from my heart. Thank you.
First of all, I thank you, and I'm really glad you could be here, and I want to urge everybody to, you don't pull the lever anymore, you don't make an X on the ballot, you don't hang the Chad. So however the electronic vote goes, look for the name Bender. Go down to the bottom of the ballot. 40% of people don't vote for judges who vote, and not enough people vote, and not enough people are registered. So this year, we're going to do things the other way. You go to the bottom of the ballot and start marking off the judges. And I think the 9th Subcircuit's about as far down on the ballot as you're going to get.
Just above the committeeman races.
Yeah, well, that's not those are not highfalutin people. So they
right.
should be. They need to have everybody on top of them. That's another story.
I'm number 181 on the ballot, and it's may he rest in peace, the Gerald C. Bender vacancy.
And that's 10 times high plus 1. So make sure that one is your vote for Judge Michael Bender. I want to thank you very much. I hope you win win good. And it's not that your opponent is a bad guy. It's like Judge Bender is special and needs your vote. And I want to thank you. I want to thank my entire technical crew, Sonny Hirsch. I want to urge you to mark, poll, punch, whatever it is, 181, and look for Michael Bender. Go to the bottom of the ballot first. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Take care. Be well. Make sure you vote. Don't forget our live show this Sunday at 10:30 a.m. from the CAN TV studios, Channel 19 in Chicago. We'll have it up on the internet later in the day if you're not in Chicago. Thanks, Sonny Hirsch. Thank you. Bye-bye.